Hey, it's me, Boogeyman. I thought maybe I'd do one of those, review thingies. You see, Mr. Game and that creepy cat lady were gonna do one on this, Carthorn girl, but last time I asked him about it...
Boogeyman, I would rather piss glass than look at that period stain Icy calls art.
So it, looks like it's come on down to old Boogeyman to save the day. There's no task too difficult. No too stanky. No cancer too cancerous for old Boogeyman. Oh, me. Well, let's focus on the positives. I like... red? Maybe we should, come back to this. Let's read through the, bio thingy first. Name? Manic. That's not a name. Alias? Carthorn. What's the story behind that name? My guess is because looking at her is akin to stabbing a thorn in your eye. Age? Slut. Birthday? Soon. Species? Boring. Race? White. Sexuality? Faggot. Family? Michael the Mike Manic. Best friends? Prue Crane. That's even worse than Carthorn. You'd think with all the naming you mortals have been doing over the years, you'd get good at it. Apparently not. Likes? Gold digger. Bullshit. Basic. Stingy. And basic again. Dislikes? Losing fights. Bitch, if you still alive, you haven't lost a real fight. Ironic. Bullshit. Basic. Nos. What's wrong with Nos? I know it's not exactly Flavor Town or anything, but why you gotta hate? I'm guessing this happens often. And when people pull the nerves in her head, doesn't that kinda go without saying? Oh yeah, I love it when people step all over my balls. Eye color, red, due to medicine called Venom. How the hell did that make it through marketing? Would've loved to see the boardroom meeting for that.
Sir, we've developed a new drug. It's still in experimental phases.
Have you come up with a name for it yet?
Yes, sir. We call the medicine Venom.
Genius.
Hair black with red nerves. Also due to venom.
So what does this new drug do exactly?
It removes the pigment from the eyes, leaving them exposed to harsh lights, causing retina damage. Oh, and it causes certain brain nerves to grow longer, resulting in painful red-colored nerves to grow out of the head in large bunches in a similar way to hair growth. All of our animal test subjects have died from seizures, shock, and a slew of other complications.
Begin human trials immediately.
Seems like a bad business model to me, but what do I know? Skin tone. A tan sink? The hell's that supposed to mean? Very pale. Well, yeah, if you're only a little tanner than a sink, I'd imagine that'd be a pretty accurate description. Extra anatomy. Red nerves growing out of her head, directly connected to the brain. Causes slight pain? Slight pain? Look, I ain't no nerd, but that sounds a bit, off. Hey! Hey! Mr. Game! Mr. Game! What, Buggle? What do, brain nerves do? What? You know, like if your brain nerves were growing out of your head in large bunches. You would die! Yeah, but what if you didn't die? Any damage to the nerves would hurt so insurmountably bad that your body wouldn't even be able to register it. It would send you into immediate shock and cause permanent brain damage even if you lived. Body type? Healthy. I don't think you know what that word means, do you? Height, who cares? Weight, anorexic. Personality, Deadpool, anime. Deadpool again, but Deadpool harder. Emo, double emo, and triple emo. Goals in life. Car wants to prove herself. Her deformity fuels her to become a better person. Oh, I get it. This is one of those, survivor stories. You know, like the little girl gets cancer and can barely move and through a tube, but she fights every day so on her 30th birthday, she can walk again. Is that what this is?
No, Boogie, this is supposed to be a superhero-like character.
But she weighs like a feather and is basically a walking hospital trip.
Why do you think I refuse to review it?
The hell did I get myself into? She wants to help people or kill anyone causing chaos to the world. Try me, bitch. Job? Mercenary. Like hell you are. You weigh less than what I for breakfast. You're wearing bright red and look about as in shape as those toothpick models that eat Tic Tacs and sparkling water. It's cool how you can see yourself though when you're tapping it. Level of education. Community college with an oversaturated degree. Good luck finding a job. What? Languages. English and German. How do you know how to curse in a language you learned as a kid? Didn't realize cursing at babies was that widespread. Fuck you, you little shit. Powers. When Car was a babby, she was connected to a redundant named something retarded. With his help, she becomes Deadpool. Car has knowledge in engineering and uses that knowledge in any way she can, including things which don't at all fall into the field of science known as engineering. So I've been reading some of Mr. Game's nerd books, alright? Bite me. Dragon Ball Z's is his Siren form. Redundant man takes control of her body and becomes a contradiction, followed immediately by an intense victim complex and illogical hatred of police. Alright, this is stupid. Let's skip ahead to the good stuff. Weapons. A giant liability named Feminism. 2 pistols with cliché names using bullets she learned how to make in that gunsmithing course included in her community college's engineering classes, apparently. A waste of time, and apparently she doesn't know the difference between a grenade and a smoke bomb. Here's the short answer. One doesn't go boom. Wait, that's it? The hell kind of merc goes in with 2 pistols? I'll tell you who, a dead merc. Now let's speed this up a bit. Cutter marks, liability, double liability, triple liability, and basic bitch. Probably see more sausage than a German butcher. Emo, double emo, ironic, idiotic, and basic. Who cares? Gay, dyke, the most cliché line in history, idiotic, couldn't agree more, anime. Liability, switch these 2, what every basic bitch thinks she is but actually isn't. Outlook. Finally, Car looks at life like a game of poker. You play right and earn enough coins to live a happy life. Chips. They're called chips. Pick wrong and you lose everything. You've never played a game of poker in your life, have you? Cleanliness. Car is sloppy and doesn't clean up unless told to. You're an adult. No one should be telling you to clean up after yourself anymore. Bravery. Anime, unless snakes. Strengths. She has a keen eye thanks to the venom in her eyes. Her red eyes are perfect for shooting long range. Hey! Hey, Mr. Game!
What, Boogie?
Would red eyes give you better vision?
No, Boogie, that's retarded. If you have red eyes, it means that they're completely lacking any sort of pigmentation.
The hell does that mean?
It means that your eyes would be extremely sensitive to light, and without taking a ton of precautions, you'd run the risk of causing vision loss. It's why people with blue eyes tend to wear glasses more than people with darker eyes. They have less pigment to protect their eyes.
It's good to have a nerd on hand.
Say that again and I'll invert your d*** into a vagina.
Guilty pleasures. Basic bitch. Weaknesses. Car can become Deadpool, but only when Dick Eater arbitrarily decides it. Car has PTSD and an itchy trigger finger. This could cause a few slip-ups with teammates. So you're useless then. Actually, less than useless, you're a complete liability. The nerves are connected to her brain. If pulled, can kill her.
I'm a bad with gums and shit. Oh, is that a man?
With that out of the way, let's read through this backstory. Car was supposed to be born without legs, but by the power of medical malpractice, their child was used as a lab rat for a highly experimental drug called Venom. The drug cut the head off of the Disability Hydra, and 2 new heads of disability sprouted in its place. One which could cause blindness, and the other which could easily kill her at any moment. Car was a special needs kid, because she needed pills and could be killed by the most mundane of things. She didn't act at all like a child despite all of this, though. Along with her special needs, Car was a schizophrenic and saw purple ghosts. Growing up, Car was isolated from other people because she was too emo for them to understand. So, to avoid reminding herself that she's a freak, Car got involved in tomboy cliché number 1. Car was a lonely loser and learned karate from her brother, the Mike Michael. Car excelled in tomboy cliché number 1, making for tomboy cliché number 2. She was particularly good at a softball and dancing, one of which is for pussies and the other isn't a sport. Car liked things not typically liked by girls, while her brother was a throwaway cliché character to be used for sympathy points later. Car had a friend with one of the worst names in human existence. Together, they liked things that girls don't usually like. Car devolved deeper into madness as she tried to learn more about her purple schizophrenic ghosts by talking to them whenever she was alone. Car overworked herself by getting involved in more activities than she should have. Her purple ghosts helped her out though, giving her an unfair advantage. Everything was awesome, and everyone got what they wanted. Car didn't pay attention in her college classes, and one day the Mike Michael went missing in action, so the author could abuse his loss for sympathy points for the character in the story. Everyone graduated, and they got in contact with an energy drink. This energy drink rules several countries under a dictatorial command and control economy. The Soviets made Stupid Name a member of their secret police, while Car was too emo for them to understand, even though they made Car so emo. Lost and defeated, Car became more and more emo. She started cutting herself and began a plot to overthrow the communist regime. Car kept in touch with her best friend because she was a gold digger. Car became Batman, but with guns. She murdered people and stole their wallets for cash. She only killed people that were proven guilty because too many people didn't realize that Light from Death Note was a villain. Even though she killed people that cops didn't even have leads on because she had psychic emo powers. She stayed under the radar despite not disguising her appearance by using the alias Car Thorn. The first name being a not-so-subtle renamed form of the author's own first name, Kylie, and the second being an abbreviated form of the city that the author lives in. So this is even worse than I thought it was. Not only are you one of the ugliest women I've ever seen, but you're fucking retarded on top of it all. The hell kind of merc goes running around in bright red? Ever hear of this thing called camo? Not to mention you ain't even wearing a lick of armor on you. Oh, let me guess, you're wearing Kevlar, right? Fun fact, Kevlar is just fabric. Sure, it's bullet resistant and all, but if you ain't got a plate of armor on you, it won't do you no good. You think all that momentum's just gonna stop because some cloth's in the way? Fuck me, now I sound like Mr. Game all of a sudden. I guess your powers is to somehow become even more emo. And the hell happened here? Your tits eat your clothes? And as for this, look here, you little cutter. How the hell is she supposed to be a tomboy if she's wearing more makeup than a clown and matching her clothes with her hair? I don't know a lot about you mortals, but that's looking like a grade A contradiction to me. I ain't even gonna talk about this faggot. And that's it. Review done. That wasn't so hard. Guess I better sum him up with one of those, final thought thingies. In conclusion, Cawthorn is a bucket of cringe poured over an edgy emo faggot. Make it eye-blinded to look at, and you got yourself a Cawthorn. My advice would be to scrap everything and drink bleach. Or eat Tide Pods, I guess, since that's what all the youths are into these days. And so, another day is saved, thanks to Boogeyman.